Now here's a pretty good sized school marm of a tree. I don't like these things, and you can see it had bad joint in there, and it was bringing water down between those stems and getting rot in it already. Anyway, school marms aren't good. They get wolfy. We've got better trees standing all around it, and it went over pretty easy. I did a little diameter reduction on the sides, did a face cut and a bore cut with this little 170, and you'll bored it from both sides, and got a good hinge. Cut back on this side over here, bored in over here, came around, put a wedge, finished cutting it out, stuck another wedge, and about 2 taps, and that tree went over. I figured it was sitting back a little bit, but boy, it went right over with a couple of taps. And I had a dead ash right there I was able to put it onto, and the top is touching another white oak way out there. Not enough to hurt it. And now my next one, I'm going to turn around. I've got another school marm right there. And you can see it's forked right there. It's got a good white oak to the right of it. It's got a good white oak over here to the left of it. Got a little scraggly one in between. But this is the major offender here. Big wolfy thing, likely to bust apart before it ever reaches maturity, and it's taking up a lot of space. So it's impacting that tree. It's impacting that tree. Oh my gosh, there's a lovely pecan in there too. Can't save them all, but anyway, that one's next. I hope it goes over just as easy. Okay, we're looking at that first school marm I dropped, and I'm under the next one I'm going to drop. You see, it comes up about 4 feet high and splits. So I look out there. I've got a nice hole to put it in. I've got a white oak pole there on the right, white oak pole there on the left. Big gap in between. I'm going to aim kind of right toward that stump. And this thing has a wide top, but those branches are pretty thin out on the end. I think it should brush right through there. And here is the result on that second school marm. It laid right down on that stump. Didn't hurt a thing around it as it went down. And on this one, I did the front of the face cut, matching cut on the bottom, bored it in from this side, and you can see it reached clear over to here. And then I cut back to about here, cut back to about there, bored it from the other side, and you can see on this side where I bored it through to here, as you can see where it came in here. And came back, left a strap in here, set a wedge, cut this out, and as soon as I cut that out, that tree lifted. So I was hoping I could drive that over on camera, but it had the forward weight in there, and pretty easy to see why. See, this is right close to the boundary. See that big tree back there? That's a line tree. And these trees in these first rows are growing mostly, they're trying to grow to the south to get away from the shade of that fence row over there. So they tend to be heavy away from that boundary. And as soon as I parted that wood, it took right over, and I don't have a tripod out here with me today. But those were 2 very satisfying drops. You make your plan, pick a spot to put it, make your cuts, and I'm using this little 170. Using a little saw like that, the key to it is have the chain sharp, and don't push it. Keep that engine revving. If you rev it, you're overheating your engine. Let it rev. It'll pull the chips faster if you let it rev without any pressure than if you're pushing on it trying to grab more wood. So Very satisfying. I'm gonna go on up the line. I didn't walk up to where I'd worked the other day. I saw these two school marms walking out the other day, and I kind of had my mind on them. So I got them down. So I'm gonna head on up the line here and get back into easier thinning. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate the views. Another one bites the dust. There's another school marm. Boy, they take up a lot of space. And you can see there, I got a good one there in the center frame. Got a good one there, center frame. Turn around. Look down there. There's a good one, center frame. I think that's another school marm over there. Yeah, I can tell by the shape of the butt. And there, I got a good one there. And it has a pecan there right next to it, so I'll have to think. There's a pecan there, another pecan, and then another good white oak. So I'm going to be knocking out 2 pecans in there. But having a great time just kind of walking through, picking out some bad ones on my way to where I worked last. I think by the time I get to where I ended last time, I'm going to be out of gas. Okay, I'm going to get off here.